waiting on you.
All right, we're going to call the meeting to order of the July 28th, 2021 Russell County Commission meeting. First up, we have two public hearings. The first one is for a land abatement for Cannett Drive and Fred Street properties located at that intersection. Is there anyone here today to speak to this public hearing? All right.
Move to close.
Motion made to close the public hearing. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Reed. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimous. We have closed the public hearing. Second, we have a public hearing to abate a nuisance complaint at 15 Candy Lane in Fort Mitchell. Is there anyone here today to speak to that public hearing? Okay. We have a motion to close the public hearing. Moved by Commissioner Epps. Do we have a second? Seconded by Commissioner Reed. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. So we're going to call the meeting of the commission to order. We are going to start today with an invocation from Reverend Don Abrams of Trinity United Methodist Church, followed by the pledge led by Commissioner Screws. If you will, please rise and remain standing.
Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to be here this morning. Would you all bow your heads this morning, please? Heavenly Father, first and foremost, as we come together, we give thanks to you that you have provided the pathway that leads us to this place. For you guide every step we make, every move we make. It is your glory and your strength. Father, I ask that you bless the leaders, the elected leaders of this commission, as well as the staff and the volunteers. May they continue to do what's worthy of Russell County, but more than that, Father, may what they do and say be worthy to your ears and worthy to your kingdom. May we continue to follow your path as we lead this great county into the future. May we always have you on our heart and our minds. It's in your Son's precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you again, Reverend Abrams, and please tell your congregation we appreciate you sharing you with us today. We're going to get started. As I get started under public comments, I didn't grab the paper, Max. Will you check and see? Do we have anyone here today with public comments?
I don't see it.
Okay. Thank you. We'll move forward then. We want to say thanks to Cable TV of East Alabama, Citizen of East Alabama for covering our meetings. We also have our meetings Facebook Live for the people that are not able to make it today. And in saying that, we are missing one of our colleagues today. Commissioner Costello he is not sick. He is in good health, but he was in close proximity to someone who tested positive. So out of an abundance of caution, he is not going to be here with us today, but he sends his regrets, obviously. We want to welcome our elected officials, department heads, media, and guests, and all of you that are here today. We really appreciate you coming. Commissioners, you have the agenda. The agenda was approved on Monday night for the record. And next, we'll have a roll call and establish a quorum. Ms. Colbert.
Yes, sir. District 5 Epps. Here. District 2 Chambers.
Here.
District 7 Screws.
Here.
District 4 Reed.
Here.
District 1 Lee.
Present.
District 6 Corbett.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Thank you. All right. Next up, Commissioners, you have the minutes from July 14th in your packets. Hopefully you've had time to review those. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the minutes with one correction, I think, that we have on where the scholarship was being presented. That was said by Ms.
Can you pull
Sanders.
that mic to you? I'm sorry, Ms. Epps.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can barely hear you over here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me find it. I called myself at them. But on the minutes, there was a correction where it says that the welcome was done by Mr. Samuel Lee Van Darty. It was by Mr. Cedric
Cedric, all right.
instead of Ms. Sandy.
Thank
That's the
you.
only correction that I saw in that.
All right, we have a motion to approve the minutes with that change. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Reed. Any other discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries unanimous. Thank you. Minutes are approved. Next up, we have proclamations and resolutions. We have the Safety Coordinator Resolution approval. Mr. Martin, our interim EMA Director.
Good morning, Commissioners. What you have before you is a resolution naming the current safety coordinator for the Safety Incentive Discount Program that is through the County Risk Services.
All right, Commissioners, I do have the original in front of me, and it requires a signature of the chair. Is there a motion to allow the chair to sign?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Reed. Do
Second.
we have a second? Commissioner Reed. Any other comments or questions? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. All right, next up, we have under discussion items, the Alabama Extension Annual Report to the Commission. We have Ms. Jennifer Davidson with us today from the Alabama Cooperative
Stay
Extension.
seated, or- Well, good morning. Actually, I'd rather stand up. Good morning.
Morning.
Can y'all hear me if I stand up?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank y'all so much for letting me come here before you today. Every year I try to let everybody know a little bit about what Extension's doing in Russell County. And just want to really come here and thank the commission for all their support. We couldn't do what we do without the financial assistance that y'all give us every year. And then also really for the commission administrator office. We really appreciate help from up in the office as well. But I want to spend a few minutes today just letting you know a little bit about what Extension was up to last year. Although I wasn't able, because of coronavirus, to come to you last summer like I normally do. So I merged a few of our numbers for our sort of annual report by the numbers. We did about 700 soil and water tests over the last couple of years, and that sort of stayed within the average range. Even though COVID happened, people were still out in their yards. Thankfully, that gardening was really one of the things people were still able to do. And then our food safety training stayed really high because people still have to eat. So we do all of the Serve Safe trainings for Russell County and the surrounding areas. And that really continued on really at a higher pace than normal. And then we saw about 1,100 folks face-to-face just last year. Of course, when COVID happened, we had to pivot like every other agency, and we started a great number of virtual programming. So we did the 4-H virtual ventures. We had Alabama garden walks online. We started virtual farm visits, which continue today. And then a lot of our extension programming became either webinars, live Zoom, Facebook Live. We tried all different platforms to still continue reaching people. One of the programs that we sponsored here in Russell County was all about azaleas. Everybody has azaleas in their yard, and so that was really heavily attended online. We have a human sciences program that continue to this day, like What's on Your Plate. And then we had other webinars, lots of different webinars. This was just one that I really thought was useful to Russell County folks because we are county rich in Russell County, and so lots of people are wondering what they can do with their 15 to 20 acres. We also, like I mentioned, did the garden walks, and then some of our favorite extension programming, which to me, the GMO program we've done before, the Fact or Fiction. We did that online as well, and we hope to have that in our county next year face-to-face. Again, commercial horticulture webinar series. One big effort, y'all know I came before you last year and talked about our Hurtsboro rolling store, which was a big effort that we had. Hurtsboro is our other little community in Russell County, and we don't have a grocery store, and so we had several events there throughout the early part of the year. We are revamping that program right now with a new vendor. Has anybody ever been to Wright's Grocery in Opelika? So Mr. Wright is going to sponsor that program and start going out there on a weekly basis. So people who don't have access to a grocery store hopefully will continue to be able to. We've done the Bugs on Broad initiative, which is really a joint state Georgia-Alabama program with Phoenix City and Columbus, where Extension provides the educational component of this project. We go in and talk to school kids about pollinators and the importance of pollinators, and then the art teacher comes in and they do an art project From that, we choose the best bug that was created by the children, and then we've had bronze sculptures created. One will be put in Columbus, has already been put in at the Freeze Frame Yogurt Shop, and one will be put in Phoenix City, and we want to continue this program annually and eventually have sort of a scavenger hunt that people can do as they visit Russell County and Muskogee County. We always manage the farmers market, and that will be going on until usually around Thanksgiving. Don't forget that's every Thursday afternoon and Saturday morning. Go out and support your local farmers. And then we have lots of different programs with our cattlemen and our Farmers Federation in the area of animal sciences and forages. We also did Arbor Day and do that annually here in Phoenix City. It's usually the second or third Saturday of February, because even though National Arbor Day is a different time of the year, it's best to plant our trees in the south in the winter. And so we give away tree seedlings, but then also we're responsible for identifying places that can use larger trees, like community centers and churches and schools, things like that. In the area of human sciences, we do programming on chronic disease management. Y'all probably know we live in the South, and we are identified as kind of a high obesity, high chronic disease, high diabetes area. And so we have those programs now actually online and in person. And we're so happy to announce that we have a new EFNEP educator. Her name is Nisha Warnell, and she goes out to anyone in the community that is low income. If you're on food assistance, we can do a 6-lesson series about nutrition and budgeting your money to the end of the month. But then we also do programs with kids, and usually we're in the county schools and the city schools to see those kids. In 4-H, we've done lots of different things, both virtual and in person. This is the Cool Kids Cooking Club, so we're still doing cooking. But our major effort is in the in-school programming. So 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 9th grade in Russell County, every child gets 4-H. And we are really thankful and very excited because for the first time in many, 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 many years, due to y'all's support, we're able to hire a full-time program assistant. So we've had a part-time one for years, but now we're able to bump her efforts up to full-time, and we hope we'll be able to see almost all the children that are 4-H age in our school districts. Like I said, we pivoted to virtual programming, so this is what we called our 4-H after-school clubs virtual venture. And then we were able to continue some face-to-face in-school programming. We take kids to summer camp every year annually. And we have several state leaders in 4-H that are in Russell County. We had the winner of the state chicken queue competition, and in a month or so, she'll be driving to Arkansas to go to nationals. And then we have several state ambassadors out of Russell County, too. We always work hard to identify leaders in our 4-H program that can be leaders on the state level and represent us. We also have right now a photography club, and we have a volunteer from the Citizen who y'all probably know pretty well, Miss Tony, who is a good photographer. She's volunteered to help me run that program. And then we have what we call one-offs, which are one sort of programs that we are able to fit into our schedule that are just one time. So we did painting and other things this summer. We do have animal clubs going on throughout the county. The best day of the year usually is when the baby chickens or the baby bunnies get delivered to our office. So we have the chick chain and then the rabbit program, and they'll show those animals. And then Jeannie Payne, our 4-H agent, is actually the state horse coordinator for 4-H. She's actually for a week in Perry, Georgia right now with our state folks showing horses. We did have 2 Farm City winners for last year with Russell County, so that was pretty nice. And then we continue, of course, our commercial efforts with agriculture. We don't have a lot of commercial growers in Russell County as far as vegetable production and tree nut production, but for those that we have, we support them. And then right now we are running something kind of unusual that we've not done before, which is the Alabama Home Buying Basics Workshop. We're doing that every Thursday night in the month of July. And then we have the Master Gardener Program, where we collaborate with Georgia And right now, we only have 4 participants, but that's okay because Georgia has about 16, and that makes our 20 that's required to go through the program. Once those Master Gardeners finish that 2-month class, they're going to give back 50 hours of community service to Russell County. And most Master Gardeners give back an entire, many more hours than the required minimums. Upcoming, we've got very soon, we'll start on-farm variety trial out in Pittsview. So we do have some agronomic crop trials that's going on. And then we have finally worked it out with the school districts, with DHR, and with our court system. The extension will be providing the parenting programs for those groups. So the curriculum we're going to be using is Tuning into Kids. And that can be changed. It can be tuning into kids for fathers. It can be tuning into kids for parents in crisis, or it can be tuning into kids just for parents who want to do a better job. So we'll be offering that in 2022. I started writing all of our thanks to all of our agency partners that we work with in the community, and we couldn't do what we do without our agency partners. And honestly, the font started getting too small, and I thought, I'm going to stop there. But we have so many partners to make these programs go, too many to list. And so you guys are one of our main ones, and we want to thank you so much for supporting us.
All
Do
right.
y'all have any questions?
I got one question.
Okay.
I didn't ask it yesterday because I felt like since nobody else asked it, I might be the only one that doesn't know. What's a chicken Q?
Oh, it's barbecue chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
She did like habanero Thai chicken thighs.
Okay. That makes sense.
All right. Jennifer, thank you for the report. I just want to say, it's not a question, but I want to say we really appreciate all. It's amazing that you could remember what all of those programs were as you were going through it. I think that was pretty amazing, but we really appreciate the work that you're doing. What a great program with both Auburn University and Alabama A&M, and we get so much return for the money we put into this program as a county, so we really appreciate it. All right. Next up, we have request for expenditure over $7,500 for the siren program, and this is not a request for action. It is a report due to the purchase over $7,500. Mr. Martin?
Commissioners, thank you. Tough act to follow there.
Yeah.
What this is a request for expenditure over $7,500 for siren maintenance. We have 42 sirens, and this will be for Mobile Communications of America to come in and do a inspection and repair of the sirens.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. You've heard the report from the Emergency Management Interim Director. Do we have any questions of him? All right, thank you. We'll move on. Next up is the business items. First 2 items are, Mr. Fran, we have the 2 public hearings that we had in the beginning of the meeting, and now it's time for us to take action. So the first one is the Cannett Drive and Fred Street property. Mr. Fran?
Yes, sir, Commissioner. This morning, we had a public hearing which was open and closed. At this time, I'm requesting the County Commission by resolution declare this property to be a public nuisance and to order the abatement of the nuisance.
All right, you have that request from the enforcement officer. Do we have a motion to that effect? Moved by Commissioner Screws. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Epps. Any discussion or comments or questions, Mr. Friend? All right, we've had a pretty detailed report on this property needing to be abated at our work session and previous meetings as well. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. Next one is the public hearing abatement of 15 Candy Lane in Fort Mitchell. Mr. Friend?
Thank you, Commissioner. It's the same as the first one. We had a public hearing this morning which was open and closed. At this time, I'm requesting the County Commission by resolution declare this property a public nuisance and abate this property.
All right, you have the request by Mr. Friend. Do we have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Epps. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Screws. Any comments or questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Friend. Okay, the next 2 items kind of go hand in hand. The first one is the purchase of Cat 6A wire to rewire the courthouse, and the second one is the installation of the cable. 2 different companies, 2 different purchases. But I do want to ask the commission if you will entertain this. I had a very good meeting with Mr. Jason Rang, who is the Chief Technology Officer with Cable TV of East Alabama Beam. The meeting was about the need for the wiring to be replaced, which is where we were going down the road. However, he has introduced a different solution to us that is a phase one approach for us getting the county going in the right direction for information technology security, something that we desperately need to do. We have seen issues in the past that we've questioned whether or not our security in place was enough, and I think it's the right move for us. So what I would like to do at this time would be give Mr. Rang an opportunity to come to the work session on August 9th to discuss this other option as opposed to us spending the money. The purchases in front of you was for right at $20,000, $11,000 for the cabling and $8,700 for the installation. Mr. Rang's proposal, if it is accepted by the commission, is much less. It's about $14,000, and it comes with customer service and support for the program, and will allow us to keep the cabling we have now, and because of the hardware change, will allow for us to expand in the future. So I would like at this time to ask the commission postpone this until a later date, and let's give Mr. Rang time to give us the other option.
Motion to postpone.
Motion by Commissioner Lee, seconded by Commissioner Reed. Any discussion or comments,
Yeah,
questions?
I brought it up Monday night, but, these two items together probably is not over the bid. But then when you add the cost of the phones to it, and it's all one package, I still hadn't really satisfied myself that, because I've been involved in these before, and we've had auditors to say that if it's the same thing, no matter if it's not the same project, then they should be bundled together, and the auditors change. I don't know. So before we do this, I want our attorney to really give us a good breakdown on this and tell us it's okay to do it this way. Right. So that's one reason I was in favor of postponing it anyway.
Perfect. And as of Monday night, our interim administrator did reach out to the auditors, and they said that it was, the way we were doing it was illegal and by the books, but I agree, I understand your concerns. The good thing is if we're able to go with this new solution, that's a moot point anyway. We'll be able to move forward with something that is below the bid law. So probably in the $13,000 range versus the 20. So it'll be a pretty good savings, and will take us in a phase one approach to maybe getting us to where we need to be as a commission and a county this size. So really hoping that works out. Any other comments?
My motion was to postpone both items.
Correct. Got it. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Thank you, Commissioners. Passes unanimous. Next up is the county administrator search results. Commissioners, as you know, you requested that a small committee, search committee, take applications and interview applicants for the county administrator position. That has been accomplished. 2 different dates we sat through several interviews. We had some good candidates. The committee has come out of that and unanimously would like to recommend that the commission consider appointing Ms. Paulette Colbert to that position permanently.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Lee, seconded by Commissioner Reed. Any other discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay.
Mr. Chair, I'm gonna request a roll call.
Sure,
vote.
correct.
This needs to be
Will
on
you
the
call the
record.
roll, please?
Yes, sir. District 5 Epps.
Yes.
District 2 Chambers.
Yes.
District 7 Screws. Yes. District 4 Reed.
Yes.
District 1 Lee.
Yes.
District 6 Corbett.
Yes, thank
Good.
you. Passes unanimous. Congratulations, Ms. Colbert.
Thank
Did a
you.
good job, and you've been doing a great job as an interim as well. We really appreciate the work you're doing.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. So we will have to address the issue with your replacement in the tag office as well, so.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do we have any discussion on that? We discussed that on Monday night and mentioned that we would talk about that in the meeting on Wednesday as well.
At this time, Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Reed?
I move that we go ahead and appoint Ms. Carrie Dunn, the next tag commissioner.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Reed and a seconded by Commissioner Lee. Do you have any discussion or comments?
Yes.
Commissioner Screws?
I think we need to go through the process of interviewing. I have no problem with her. I don't know her. I have no problem, but I think we need to, as the effort to show the person to you, I think we need to go through the process of interviewing.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Reed?
I just want to say that Ms. Paulette Carver had done an outstanding job training her people in her office. The city of Phoenix City get 40% of the revenue out of the tag office, and we keep 60%. Of course, we share a little bit with Hurtsboro because of the tag bill. Not one time the city of Phoenix City been up here saying that we have shown them concerning their revenue. And that's one reason I'm down here all the time, and I know exactly what goes on. Of course, you got another person. She well qualified. Both of you got two ladies in there. Always run your job when you're out sick. We never have any issue. So that's why I moved that we go ahead and appoint Ms. Carrie Dunn, the next tag commissioner, and cut everything short.
Well, she has served in the position of assistant for years and done a good job, and I think deserves just to be promoted.
All right.
And I'd like to say, we never have any grandma coming out the office.
All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Epps?
thank you. I think in the personnel manual, it reads that if you have a qualified person already in a position,
That's right.
that person can be promoted to the
That's
next level. So I'm thinking that's what we are trying to do this morning, to just promote the person to the next level without having to go through the process of interviewing
Yes, ma'am.
or reviewing.
I agree, and I think that has been done in the past, too, several times. So at this time, I'm going to call for the vote. Call the roll, please.
District 5 Epps,
Yes.
District 2 Chambers,
Yes.
District 7 Screws,
Yes, I mean, no, for the record, I would just like to see the interview process go through. I have no qualms with the person that we are talking about. I'd just like to go through the interview process. At this time, no.
Thank you.
District 4 Reed,
Yes.
District 1 Lee,
Yes.
District 6 Corbett,
Yes. Motion passes. Thank you. And Ms. Carrie Dunn is our new tag commissioner. Thank you.
What is her name?
Carrie Dunn?
Carrie.
may I,
Yes.
her name
I'm
is Carrie
sorry.
Bowman.
Bowman, I said Dunn, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's exactly right. Jeff Bowman's her husband. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. As soon as I said it, it didn't sound right, so sorry about that.
Mr. Chairman,
Sorry, Carrie.
I forgot about that. She had recently married.
Right.
Yes.
I followed your lead, and I know her husband, so that just kind of messed that up, so sorry about that.
That's why I just said Carrie the other night.
Yeah. Well, as soon as she said it, what her name was, and I said it out loud, I said, that's not right. I immediately started retracting.
Well, I
so-
think you were all right.
Yeah, so here we go.
It's just
Yeah,
the most present.
right. So next up is the county engineer, sorry. The engineer items, the first one is the award bid for
You
the Russell.
skipped one.
Did I skip one?
Yes.
Thank you, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Commissioners, I marked it a little too early. The next one is to request to move a siren from Joyce Drive to Stevens Loop. Interim EMA Director, Mr. Martin.
What this is a request from a documented medical issue from someone who lives in the area of Joyce Drive that would be in the best interest of the commission to move the siren to the fire department down on Stevens Loop.
All right, do we have a motion to approve moving the siren at the cost of $5,900?
Right, it's budgeted.
Thank you, and we did discuss that on Monday night.
Motion to accept recommendation.
All right, motion to approve by Commissioner Epps. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Reed. Any discussion or comments?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I
Commissioner
just
Lee?
think there's other options that we should explore on this before we actually move a siren. Because I don't know the liability that's involved when you move a siren. That adds people in the area that they can hear the siren, but also takes away people that have been used to hearing it. So I just think there's other options. Like I think, David, do you know if we have a silent test on that particular siren? I know some of them do.
I'm sorry. Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Epps?
I went by Monday. I went by Monday and observed where the siren is just really right in their back door.
Yes, ma'am.
Where they are going to move it, it's not going to affect the neighborhood at all because it's all in the same vicinity there. So just going to be a little bit closer to my house when they move it, but I think it's safe to move it there where it is. But it will be less affected to the neighborhood. When I say, I'm talking about affected, it's not that close into the neighborhood as other community as it is now. It's right in the center of a community right now.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'm going to allow
David.
Mr. Martin to answer. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, there is a possibility for a silent test on it. The problem is if you set it up for a silent test in the event that there is a actual storm, there may be an issue with it actually going off. If we do move it, this siren actually is right in the back door of this house. And sirens are intended to be heard outside, but they are hearing it all through their house.
Was that house there before the siren was put in?
I'm not sure.
That siren was put in right
13.
after I left as the EMA director, so it was probably around
13, 14 years ago.
2007, 2008, so I don't know if that house was there or not.
I'm not sure.
I don't
either.
know whether that particular house was there, but it was the neighborhood itself was there, so in the last, I would say, 10 years, there have been 3 houses put right together, and it's a house here, a house kind of in the center, and a house here. So it's right really in the back door of 3 houses that is right there together.
I would like to say too that, I mean, I don't consider myself an expert in anything, but I have a lot of history and background in this, and I will say that I've always been hesitant to entertain any item of moving a siren because of obvious reasons of the cost and all, but due to the documented medical condition and the pleas from I've heard from them as well, and the pleas from them, I will support this because of that, so. Thank you. Any other comments?
I'm still continuing. Don't we test these at the same time, the same day, weather not being bad weather?
Saturdays at noon.
So a solution wouldn't be noise canceling earphones or something, so you couldn't hear them? I mean, I'm just thinking there's a lot of solutions other than moving a siren. Because I think the siren, the houses were either built after the siren, so they knew the siren was there, or either the houses were already there when the siren was put in, and there wasn't any objections. In fact, people wanted the siren. But anyway, go ahead, I'm through.
All right. Will you please poll the commission on this one?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Culver?
District 5 Epps,
Yes.
District 2 Chambers,
Yes.
District 7 Screws,
Yes.
District 4 Reed,
Yes.
District 1 Lee,
No.
District 6 Corbett.
Yes. Thank you. Motion passes. I will make a comment to you I should have made earlier that there will not be a need for a budget amendment. Mr. Martin and Ms. Colbert have worked together, and that he has the money to cover this in his budget from siren maintenance. So, thank you. Next up is the county engineer's report. The first one is the award bid for the Russell County Courthouse parking lot. Sean?
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. We opened bids on 7/21 of this year here in the commission chambers at 10 a.m. I would recommend awarding the bid for the paving and milling and paving of the parking lot and striping to Wayne Gentry Builders in the amount of $58,763.91.
You have the report from the engineer. Do we have a motion to approve that award?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner
Second.
Lee. Seconded by
Surprised
Commissioner
Mr.
Reed.
Reed didn't jump on that real fast.
All right. Do we have any comments or questions of the engineer before we vote? All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimous. Okay, next up is the award bid for the craft project.
And also on the same day, 7/21 at 10 a.m. here in the commission chambers, we opened our craft project bids. I would recommend we award the bids and get the chair to sign the contract to East Alabama Paving in the amount of $891,137.09.
All right, do we have a motion to that effect as well?
I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Reed. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Chambers. Sean, will you please read the roads for the minutes that will be affected by this approval?
It's Railroad Street, 0.67 miles. Owens Road, Section 1, 1.38 miles. Owens Road, Section 2, a half a mile. Cutrate Road, 1.22 miles, and Paget's Road, 3.01 miles. It's a total of 6.78 miles.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, any other comments or questions from the commission? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimous. Thank you. And lastly is the Grissom Lane sign. Sean?
Yes, sir. I'd recommend us changing Grissom Lane sign. It's actually green right now, but it's a non-county maintained road. It's the only road in the county with a green sign that's not county maintained. So change it back to blue to a private road sign so the citizens and everybody will know it is a private road, non-county maintained.
All right, you have the request from the engineer. Do we have a motion to that effect?
Motion to accept.
Motion approved by Commissioner Epps. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Reed. The only comment I'll have, because I have heard from Ms. Grissom and her daughter, is that this road never was a county road. Their sign was placed in an effort to try to help them, I think, many, many years ago. And I think this is the right thing to get it back to where it should be, because it is a private road. Any other comments or concerns, questions?
We weld that sign so we don't have to flip it again.
thing we have
nobody
to do
say
is
they-
replace
Commissioner-
it. The other sign ought to be still good.
Commissioner Screws?
My question was what you had, it's just, had we talked to the residents on the road to see?
Yes, sir. I think they didn't like what Ms. Epps told them, or Sean, so they called me as well. And they're probably not gonna like this action, but at the same time, the reality of it is that we are not, as you know, and the commission knows, and the attorney knows, we are not allowed to work on private property as much as they want us to. I kind of like my freedom and don't want to go to jail for that. So I think it's the right thing for us to get the sign changed back and squash that being an argument about it.
Let me just add to, this sign have caused so many problems, and I don't know whether anyone else have gotten calls from other citizens as well after the news report, that they too have the same type problem, and we did not accommodate them for the garbage and the mail carrier to get to their home. But when we did this, we have it in the minutes that it was not a county-maintained road. So we did it because the mother her health was bad and she was unable to bring the garbage and go to the mail, get a mail from the box. So that's why the commissioners agreed at that time to really accommodate her due to her illness. Kind of like the same we are doing about this siren, moving it from, because of health problem. So I think at this time, this is the best thing to do, is to go back to the original, so the whole banner will be in one pattern.
All right, I'm going to ask, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimous. Thank you. Sean, if you'll take care of that for us. I'm going to pass right over the interim administrator and ask our administrator if you have anything to report on today, so.
No, sir, I don't have anything today.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have the county attorney. Ms. Megan McCarthy is filling in today for Ms. Hope Hicks, who is speaking at a conference with her expertise. So, Megan, do you have anything for us today?
I do. It is my understanding that there's a matter for the commission that is appropriate to be discussed in executive session. Under Alabama Code Section 36-25A-7A6, executive sessions are allowed to discuss the consideration the government body is willing to offer or accept when considering the purchase, sale, exchange, lease, or market value of real property. It is my understanding that this executive session today, the commission is not planning to take action. So I would recommend that the commission move to the executive session at the end of the meeting and then adjourn the meeting at the conclusion of the executive session.
All right, thank you. You've heard the recommendation by the attorney. Do we have any, do we have a motion to that effect to move to executive session?
So move.
Moved by Commissioner Lee. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Reed. I will, before we go to executive session, read the minutes. So all those in favor signify by saying aye. I'm sorry?
Commissioner Horvath.
Sorry, yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I need to say one more other
Yes, ma'am.
thing before there's a vote on
Sure.
this.
Yes, ma'am.
As an attorney licensed to practice in the state of Alabama, I make the oral declaration that the matters to be discussed are appropriate for executive session under Code Section 36-25A-7.
Thank you so much
Now you
for the
can vote.
minutes. Thank you. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimous. We will be in executive session. Want to make, are there any commissioner discussion, comments, or anything before we go to executive session? That
Mr.
we're not?
Chairman,
Commissioner Reed?
I would like to just share this. The mayor of City of Phoenix City, he gonna have his annual scholarship program at the amphitheater at 7 o'clock this coming Thursday. So if you're not busy doing anything, please come out and support him. He gonna be giving scholarship away to the students of Russell County High School and Central High School as well.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Reed. We have two announcements. The first one is the Crawford Market Days on April 21st, which is the third Saturday of the month from 8 to 2. We'd love to have you out there. It was probably bigger than one of our normal ones the last time, so we're really looking forward to a great crowd. And the second one was that announcement of the Mayor's Scholarship Program at the Phoenix City Amphitheater on Thursday. The last one is not on here because I failed to ask that it be, but on July 30th, which is coming up very quickly, the Heart Center bus that you saw in one of Jennifer's pictures that was in Hurtsboro will be at Crawford as well on July 30th. All right,
Okay, I have an announcement.
Commissioner Epps.
Also on the 30th, which is Friday, I believe, there's going to be a job fair at the Fort Mitchell Fire Station from, I believe it's from 8 to 4. So anyone that is looking for work or know someone that is looking for a job, please send them out. And the information that I have, that they are hiring, a lot of the position will be hired on site. So if anyone know anyone.
All right, thank you. Since we have approved executive session, we will now go into executive session, and we will adjourn this meeting from executive session.
Mr. Chairman, excuse me, I think the probate judge.
All right, Judge Harden?
Yeah, I know, it's typo. I think it's the 29th instead of the 19th.
All right, thank you. It is July 29th at 7 PM, and the amphitheater will be the mayor's ball program, mayor's scholarship program. Thank you, Judge. All right, we will
All right, we need-
adjourn from executive session.
Just announce that we won't be coming back.
That's what I just said. We will
Okay.
adjourn from executive session. Thank you. Thank you. So we will not be coming back.
Ready to get up, good. I said, what time's that job fair?